You get paid, the bills hit, a few swipes later, you're wondering where it all went. Not because you're lazy or bad with money, but because your money doesn't have a job description. Today, I'm going to hand you a practical, battle-tested system to build a budget that actually works so you can stop being broke, start saving real cash, and feel in control like a CEO steering a company. This is a one-on-one coaching session, so stay with me. Talk back to the screen if you want, and let's get your money organized in the next 20 minutes. Imagine Sarah. A few months ago, she was like you. Payday came, money disappeared, and surprise bills wrecked her budget. After using this system, Sarah now saves $200 a month effortlessly and pays her car insurance without panic. You can be Sarah. First, a quick mindset reset. A budget isn't punishment, it's permission. It's not don't spend, it's spend on purpose. When you build a real plan, you don't cancel your life, you fund your life. You fund date night, you fund travel, you fund new tires, you fund investing. The stress melts because every dollar has a destination. Say it out loud with me. Every dollar has a job. If you can buy coffee, scroll shorts, or binge a show, you can do this, and you're going to do it today. Let's start with a clean slate. Your money has two problems: chaos and surprise. Chaos is not knowing what left your account this week. Surprise is the car insurance bill, the friend's wedding, the annual subscription, the school fees, the appliance that dies, stuff you knew was coming but didn't plan for. We're going to kill chaos with tracking and automation, and we're going to kill surprises with sinking funds. That combination turns a fragile budget into a resilient one. Step 1 is visibility. For the next 30 days, you're going to see where your money actually goes. No shame, no editing, just the facts. Use whatever keeps you consistent: a Google Sheet, your Notes app, or a budgeting app. If you like apps, good options in 2025 include YNAB, Pocket Guard, Honeydew for couples, and the NerdWallet Money Tracker. Different tools for different personalities, and independent reviewers rank these among the best right now. If you're allergic to apps, write it down. The rule is simple: every transaction gets captured within 24 hours. If you can track your steps or your screen time, you can track your spending. For the next month, don't try to be perfect, be accurate. Now we choose a budgeting style that matches your brain. You've heard the buzzwords: zero-based budgeting, cash envelopes, pay yourself first. Here's how to think about them in 30 seconds. Zero-based budgeting is give every dollar a job. Income minus all the planned categories equals zero, on purpose. If you like detail and control, this is your jam. Envelope or cash stuffing replaces frictionless swipes with intentional cash categories: groceries, dining out, fuel, fun. When the envelope is empty, that's it. You stop. It's old school, and yes, it is trending again in 2025 because people want real-world control over impulse spending. The visibility of physical cash works, especially for flexible categories. Pay yourself first is the automation mindset. Savings and investing leave your account before the rest of your money even shows up. If you struggle with discipline, this method uses systems, not willpower. Here's your core framework: the 4-bucket CEO budget. It's simple, visual, and it actually sticks. Bucket 1, fixed essentials: rent or mortgage, utilities, minimum debt payments, transport to work, basic groceries. Bucket 2, flexible lifestyle: restaurants, coffee, entertainment, shopping, personal care, small treats. Bucket 3, future you: emergency fund, sinking funds, investing, retirement match if your employer offers it. Bucket 4, freedom to choose. This is your fun but planned money and your extra debt payoff. 4 buckets. That's it. The magic is what goes inside bucket 3. Let's build it with real numbers so you can mirror this after the video. Say your take-home pay is $3,000 a month, paid bi-weekly, $1,500 and $1,500. You list your fixed essentials: rent $1,200, utilities $150, internet $50, phone $40, transport $120, insurance $110, minimum debt payments $180, baseline groceries $300. That's $2,150. Good. Now, flexible lifestyle. Let's be honest and call it $350 across restaurants, coffee, entertainment, small shopping. We're at $2,500 so far. That leaves $500 for future you and freedom to choose. Watch what happens when we give that 500 a job. Emergency fund, 200. Sinking funds, 150. Investing, 100. Extra debt or extra fun, 50. Income minus plan equals 0. If the math doesn't zero out, adjust the flexible bucket first. If your rent is higher or income lower, you squeeze lifestyle, not groceries or electricity. Survival beats nice to have. Let's pause for a live exercise. Yes, right now. Pull your phone or a scrap of paper. Write 4 lines. Essentials, lifestyle, future you, freedom. Next to each, write a realistic number based on last month's bank statement. Not your fantasy month, your real life. If you can't do it this second, make a note in your calendar. Budget build, tonight, 20 minutes. The difference between people who stay stuck and people who get free is tiny decisions like this one. Now sinking funds. This is where budgets stop breaking. A sinking fund is a monthly mini savings line for a non-monthly bill. Car insurance, $1,200 a year. That's $100 a month. Holiday gifts, $600 a year. That's $50 a month. Vet visits, $300 a year. $25 a month. Build a short list of your top irregulars: insurance, travel, gifts, medical or dental, car maintenance, small electronics replacement, school fees, subscriptions paid annually. Allocate monthly amounts and park them in a separate saving space so you don't accidentally spend them. Personal finance educators consistently recommend this because it turns a budget-wrecking surprise into a tiny line item you barely feel. If you like tactile control, sinking funds pair perfectly with the cash envelope trend. Envelopes or labeled sub-accounts make it obvious what's funded and what's not, and that visibility is a big reason cash stuffing has exploded online in 2025. Let's build 3 quick real-world examples you can copy. Example 1. A bi-weekly paycheck. You're paid on the 1st and 15th. On each payday, automate 3 transfers the second your salary lands. 10% to your emergency fund, 5% to sinking funds, 5% to investing or debt payoff. If 20% feels impossible, start with 5% total and increase by 1% each month. Speed matters less than momentum. Example 2. Irregular income, freelancers and commission folks. Base your essentials on your last 3 months' lowest income. Park a buffer equal to 1 month of essentials in a separate account. Each payday, top up essentials to a full month first, then fill future you and lifestyle. Example 3. Student or early career tight budget. Essentials eat most of your income. Your lever is lifestyle and time. You cap dining out to a realistic number, you cook twice more per week than last month, you add a micro side hustle that brings even $100. Then you send that $100 to your emergency fund and watch it compound as a habit. You're not waiting for perfect money to start perfect habits. Speaking of compounding, let's talk about where to park your emergency and sinking funds in August 2025. High-yield savings accounts are still paying north of 4% right now with FDIC or NCU insurance, and they're liquid. That's ideal for emergencies and short-term goals. If you want to lock a portion at a fixed rate, no penalty certificates of deposit are a solid option if you won't need to touch the cash. That means your cash cushion isn't just sitting there doing nothing. It's earning while it waits to protect you. Let's get tactical with categories, because vague budgets fail. Start with these core lines and customize later. Rent or mortgage, utilities, internet or phone, transport, fuel or public transit, baseline groceries, insurance, health, auto, renters or home, minimum debt payments, giving if that's part of your values, restaurants, fun and entertainment, personal care, clothing, education, emergency fund, top 5 sinking funds, investing, and a tiny miscellaneous. Keep miscellaneous small or it becomes a black hole. If a category always blows up, groceries are a classic, don't shame yourself, fix the plan. If you budget $250 but consistently spend $320, set the category to $320 and find the $70 somewhere else. Realistic beats idealistic. The only wrong budget is the one you don't follow. Now let's pressure test your plan, because life will try to break it in week 2. You have a friend's surprise birthday dinner. Your dining out envelope is empty. Old you would swipe and deal with it later. CEO, you check the budget and ask what you value more this month. This dinner or that new pair of shoes? If the dinner wins, you move $30 from clothing to restaurants in the app before spending. That micro decision is the skill that changes everything. Budgets don't fail because life happens. They fail because we don't adjust in real time. Give yourself permission to move money between categories, but do it consciously and in writing, not in your head. Let's talk about subscriptions and leaks. This month, open your bank and card statements. Circle anything you forgot you paid for. Streaming you don't watch, apps you don't use, a gym you haven't visited, free trials that never ended. Cancel 3 today. That might free $20, $25, or $40 a month. Reassign that money immediately. Half to emergency savings, half to a fun category. You just gave yourself a raise and a treat without earning a single extra dollar. If you're using an app like YNAB or Pocket Guard, it'll flag repeat charges. The point is awareness. A lot of people save hundreds in the first few months of active budgeting because of this alone. And YNAB famously claims the average new user finds around $600 in the first month and $6,000 in the first year. Take that as motivation, not a promise. Quick mid-roll moment while you're here. If this is already clicking for you, hit subscribe, tap the bell so you don't miss the next episode, and drop a comment telling me your hardest category to control: groceries, dining out, or impulse Amazon orders. I read every single one, and I'll reply with a tweak you can try this week. Also, if you're finding value, give this a like so the algorithm knows budgeters live here. Back to it. Automation is your silent assistant. On payday, your budget should run itself. An automatic transfer to your high-yield savings for the emergency fund, automatic transfers to your top sinking funds, automatic bill pay for fixed essentials, and an automatic investment contribution, even if it's small. If your job offers a retirement match, that match is a guaranteed return. Fund it if your essentials are covered. For short-term reserves, I like a structure with one checking account for bills and lifestyle, one high-yield savings for emergencies plus labeled sub-savings for sinking funds, and optionally, a separate checking card just for variable spending to avoid overdrafts. Label your accounts with nicknames. Do not touch emergency, holidays, car maintenance, travel fund. The labels remind you what future you already paid for. Let's do a full zero-based walkthrough together so you feel the rhythm. Income this month, $3,200 after tax. List essentials first. Rent, $1,300. Utilities, $180. Internet, $50. Phone, $45. Transportation, $150. Insurance, $120. Baseline groceries, $320. Minimum debt, $200. Total, $2,365. Lifestyle next. Restaurants, $180. Coffee and snacks, $60. Entertainment, $60. Personal care, $40. Clothing, $40. Miscellaneous, $25. That's $405. We're at $2,770. Future you. Emergency fund, $200. Sinking funds, car insurance, $100. Travel, $60. Gifts, $40. Car maintenance, $50. Annual subscriptions, $30. Investing, $80. That's $560. Add up, 2,770 plus 560 equals 3,330. Oops, we're 130 over income. This is where budgets usually die. We don't quit, we adjust. Drop clothing from 40 to 20. Reduce restaurants from 180 to 140. Trim entertainment from 60 to 40. Move subscription sinking fund from 30 to 20. That frees 110. We still need 20. Cut coffee from 60. New total, 3,200 exactly. Now we have a plan you can actually execute. Screenshot your plan, save it as your lock screen, and every time you cover a category, check it off. What about debt? Minimums go into essentials. Extra debt payoff sits in freedom to choose alongside fun. Why? Because if you starve fun to zero, you'll binge spend and sabotage the plan. Keep a tiny fun line alive while you attack debt with either the snowball method for quick wins or the avalanche for speed. Your budget funds it every month. If cash is tight, do a 30-day no-spend challenge on one category, like no new clothes or no eating out, and funnel those savings to the emergency fund first, then to debt. Emergency funds prevent new debt. That's why it's the backbone of a working budget. Groceries, the category that blows up for almost everyone. Strategy 1. Set a weekly cap, not a monthly wish. If monthly is $320, weekly is $80. On your phone, create a standing note. Groceries, week 1, $80.
At checkout, if you're at 92, put back 2 items or take 12 from dining out and write it down immediately. Strategy 2. Shop with a short list and a snack in your stomach. Strategy 3. 1 or 2 default meals you rotate every week so you aren't starting from zero. Goal: be consistent, not zero spending. Spend predictably. Travel is another budget killer because it's emotional and Instagram fueled. Build a travel sinking fund. Name the destination. Want a $1,200 trip in a year? That's $100 a month, starting now. Book cheaper accommodations if you have to, but keep the habit alive. People who say can't afford travel often lack a timeline and a line item. Cash envelopes and whether to try cash stuffing. Cash increases the pain of paying effects. Good when you overspend. If you blow restaurants, entertainment, or small shopping, try 60 days of cash envelopes for those only. Keep fixed bills online. Film yourself stuffing if it keeps you accountable. It's a powerful visual cue and a big reason the trend exploded on social media in 2025. Downsides: no fraud protection, easy to lose, no digital history. Use as training wheels, not a religion. Real examples: 2 roommates, total take-home $4,200, rent $1,800. Each runs a 4-bucket budget individually. One blows dining out. Solution: setting a joint household dining envelope of $160, covering 2 meals out. Anything beyond is personal from personal lifestyle money. Result: overspender sees cost, reins in, friendship survives. Because budget did the talking. Single parent, take home $2,800. Seasonal expenses crush budget quarterly. Solution: listing 12 months of predictable non-monthly costs, school supplies in August, birthday parties, winter clothes, Amazon Prime, car tags, dividing each by months until due, automating transfers into labeled savings sub-accounts. When bills hit, no crisis. Early career professional, take home $3,500, wants to save but keeps skipping. Set pay yourself first at 8% to high-yield savings and 4% to investing, using bank over 4% APY for emergency fund and small no-penalty CD for portion not needed soon, locking rate before potential cuts. After a quarter, automation built 1,000 cushions without pep talks. Mid-month chaos. It's the 18th, over groceries by 25 and the car needs 60 repairs. Old story, panic, new debt. New story, move 25 from clothing, 35 from entertainment. Write car repair sinking fund with 20 per month starting now. You didn't fail the budget, you used the budget to solve the problem. CEO mindset, facts change, you reallocate. Income jumps or dips, raise of 300, don't inflate life entirely. 40 to future investing, 100 to travel sinking, 50 to lifestyle. Income drop, protect essentials, keep a fund line, pause discretionary sinking funds and investing. Rebuild later. Prioritize stability. Hidden killer, annuals and renewals. Once yearly, bill negotiation day. Call providers for retention offers, bundling, promos. Saving even $15 a month is $180 a year you can use toward goals. Start small and win. Automate 20 to emergency, 10 to sinking this month. Fall off week 2, reboot tomorrow. Money rewards boring consistency. Build a bill pay calendar. Write bills covering each paycheck. For bi-weekly, first paycheck covers rent, internet, phone. Second covers utilities, debt minimum, groceries. Schedule automatic transfers on income days. For emergency, sinking, investing. If the bank supports, name transfers with fun emojis to hack the brain. Apps? Use what you'll actually use. YNAB for zero-based budgeting. NerdWallet for simple free tracking. Honeydew for couples. Hate apps? The cash envelope is legit and trending. Pro power moves. Weekly 15-minute money check-in. Category floor-ceiling limits. Pay raise rule. Half plus raise goes to the future you for 3 months. In August 2025, high-yield savings still pay over 4% APY. Insurers and banks offer FDIC or NCUA cover. Hedge against rate cuts with no penalty CDs for medium-term stash. Your pay-yourself-first habit literally pays while you sleep. 7-day action plan. Day 1, write 4 buckets with real numbers. Day 2, list 5 sinking funds. Day 3, set 1 auto transfer, even $10. Day 4, cancel 3 forgotten subscriptions. Day 5, swap weekly dinner out with home meal, save difference. Day 6, build a bill pay calendar. Day 7, first weekly money check-in. End month with control, savings proof, and plan. FAQs. Emergencies before funds are full? Save every payday, add a temporary buffer line. Partner won't budget. Share wins to spread momentum. Failed before? You've learned. New system, new results. If you made it this far, you're serious, and I see you. Subscribe and tap the bell. Comment "I'm in" and your pay schedule, weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, for tailored help. Share with a friend who says they're bad with money. Be their hero. Final pep talk. Money obeys clarity. Chaos costs. Surprise drains. The budget is a behavior contract, not a spreadsheet. You'll overspend, move money around, forget to log, but you'll keep going. Build an emergency fund while rates are good. Fund travel guilt-free. Automate savings and investing. Assign every dollar a job. Millions are making this work right now. You will too. You're the CEO of your money. Make the call. Write the plan. Automate the transfer. Let me know in the comments which sinking fund you start first. Car maintenance, gifts, or travel. See you next episode. Every dollar gets a job.